We are crossing the border of Germany and we are entering Austria. So at that time, do I have to do immigration? There will be any stamping on my passport? Should I carry cash or forex card is more than enough to roam around the European countries? Is vegetarian or Indian food easily available in Europe?
No, it's not easily available. I faced one of the incident there, which I can say it was a kind of discrimination I felt.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel.
Where we take you to multiple places of Europe.
If your next trip is Europe trip and this is gonna be your first trip, then make sure you watch this video till end because we're gonna answer all your questions which you will get in the future. Here we have Rakshita who will answer all your questions.
And here we have Rohit who will bring up your questions.
So let's
Get started.
First question, do I need visa for every country in Europe?
No, because we have just one Schengen visa that will cover 29 countries. So it all comes under Europe Union. So you can travel to many countries with just single Schengen visa.
So if I've got Schengen visa and we are crossing the border from one country to another, suppose we are crossing the border of Germany and we are entering Austria. So at that time, do I have to do immigration? There will be any stamping on my passport if I am crossing the border from Germany to Austria?
No, there won't be any kind of stamping, but in case if any officer asks you to show your passport or any documents, you can just show it. But immigration happens only when you enter the Schengen area for the first time.
Okay. What document should I carry for the immigration purpose?
Not much, but few are really important, like your passport, your valid Schengen visa, and your return ticket, as well as your hotel reservations. Some offices will ask for hotel reservations, so carry these things mandatorily.
So Rakshita, should I carry cash or forex card is more than enough to roam around the European countries?
That's a good question because Forex card is really necessary when you travel to Europe. Also, cash is equally important because Forex card payment is not available at every area. And also, there are different currencies. For example, Switzerland is having Swiss francs, and Germany and other European countries are having euros. So, it's better you always carry some lower amount of different currencies in cash, and larger amount can be kept in your Forex card. And also, in case if your amount, your cash gets stolen, then you always have chance to draw the cash and also use your Forex card. So I would suggest it's better you always carry some amount of cash and large amount in your Forex card.
What about the people there? Do they speak English or they use their own local language?
Yes, this is very really interesting question, Rohit, because they do speak English, but majorly they speak in German. And in some areas of France, they do prefer French. You can also notice in local areas and every boards, everything is written in German, but they do have English translation. People are very friendly there. You can easily communicate in English.
When it comes to language, people are very much obsessed with their language. Have you ever felt discrimination or racism when you talk with him in English or any other language?
Yeah, I faced one of the incident there, which I can say it was a kind of discrimination I felt. I was traveling with Lufthansa Airlines, and there was some luggage issue. Because of that, we requested for accommodation, and they declined, saying that you can stay at airport. Which I felt like, it's a very bad way. They didn't show the humanity there. They could have arranged for the accommodation because the luggage issue was from there and we did not create any problem there. So this was one, but based on this incident, I cannot say that every European or the countries there, the people there would treat us or foreigners in a bad way. No, I cannot say this. They are really friendly, they are helpful. If you ask any question to any local people, they would really help. They would suggest, they would give some good advice.
Yeah, well said. It's true for us also. So when foreigners comes to India, there are few incidents where people try to cheat, but making a figure about India with that person, it's not a good thing. Same with
Right.
German or European peoples. Few are like that, but not everyone. People are helpful as well.
Right, yeah.
What is the best way to travel between the countries in Europe?
There are a lot of public transport available, but I would suggest car would be the best way if you have the right permit to drive, and if you have got the license and you are comfortable with the right hand side driving, then I would suggest you always prefer road trips with driving, because you can have a different experience altogether rather than traveling with public transport. Yeah, public transport is not a bad option because you get a lot of savings there. You can save a lot of money, but when it comes to time, you have to catch the train or bus on the right time. If you miss it, then there are chances that you need to wait for some time. So if you have the car, then you can plan it according to your wish. You can start and end at any time, and also there are a lot of passes available, like the train passes if you think of Switzerland. But if you calculate the cost per person with the pass, and if they have the car, then I would suggest car would be the best option. And also if you are group travelers, then it's highly recommended, you need to always choose the car option.
Next question will always come from India only because we have the population with vegetarian. So, is vegetarian or Indian food easily available in Europe?
No, it's not easily available, and I have also faced this, many times, because you can rarely find the Indian restaurants, and even in Indian restaurants, if you are a vegetarian, then you have very less options, because there usually they prefer non-veg food, and if you are really vegetarian or vegan, then you need to pre-plan well in advance. You need to check the timings of Indian restaurants or vegan restaurants, so that you can have your food, you can enjoy your time. Or else I would best suggest you go to supermarkets, get your things, and you can cook at home, because lot of hotel reservations and apartments, every option will have a kitchen, and all with basic cutleries, kitchen cutleries. So it's good, you can at least have the sandwiches at home. Every country has got their own special dishes, we need to appreciate that. If you think of Indian looking for a vegetarian dish which has got a lot of spices and that taste, then you won't get satisfied like until you come back to India and have your own Indian food. It's better you cook at home and enjoy your meal.
You talk about accommodation. So, if a person traveling to European country, should they book hotels where they get all food, or should they go for Airbnb? I know you have answered it, but can you answer it from a person perspective who is trying to book his accommodation for his trip?
Yeah. So if you think of hotel reservations, so first if I talk about hotel, like if you are single traveler, then it's always advised you go for hotel. And also if you are vegetarian and you want to have the proper vegan or vegetarian food, you want to cook and have it, then it's better you choose the Airbnb. And also Airbnb cost versus the hotel cost, there are a lot of difference. Airbnb are quite cheaper compared to hotels. And also if you're a group travelers, right, Airbnb would be the best. You'll get a proper rooms with the kitchen, big halls, lot of space. And also if you have planned your attractions and your hotel is in middle of the attraction, then it would cost really high. So if you have the car, then it's always advised you need to take an Airbnb which is little on the outskirts, so that you can travel to that space and also you can save a lot of money. And if it is little far away from the main attraction or from the main city area, then it will have lot of space, it will have lot of options, and also the scenery would be much better, it would be quieter, no much disturbance, you can really enjoy your trip.
Thank you, Rakshita, for all your answers.
Thank you, Rohit, for bringing those questions. I think it would really help viewers and all first time travelers.
If you have got any questions, please drop us in our comment box. We will try to answer, and we will come up with more such Q&A session to help your first Europe trip. Till then, subscribe our channels, and thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
So let's
Let's
get
get
started.
started.
नहीं, ओके, बात पे so बोलूंगा फिर let's get started. So let's
Let's
get
get
started.
started.
Hey, जय पहले बोल रही है. So let's
Let's
get
get
started.
started.
तेज क्यों बोलते रही है तू? So let's get started. चलो फिर से start. Do I need visa for every country if I have got the Schengen visa?
Do I need question ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ.
Any kind of discrimination which you have faced there? Any kind of any such kind do you faced ever?
बोलना है क्या
बोलो
एयरपोर्ट
ना.
का? क्या बोलूं?
जो है हुआ है वो बोलो चुपचाप, आराम से बोलो. Thank you, Rakshita, for all your questions, answers.